Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines.
US President Donald Trump has said that a deal to end the Iran war could come soon, though no clear timeline has been set. In a social media post, he acknowledged Iran's announcement that the Strait of Hormuz is open, but maintained that the US naval blockade targeting Iranian ports will remain in place until an agreement is fully finalized. He also claimed that Iran had agreed to never close the Strait of Hormuz again. In a separate post, Trump made it clear that Israel would no longer bomb Lebanon, saying they are prohibited from doing so by the US. Separately, in a series of social media posts, Trump thanked Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Chief of Defense Forces Field Marshal Asim Munir for their role in bridging the gap between Iran and the US, as well as de-escalation in the Middle East. He also thanked Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar for what he called their bravery and help in the situation. On the other hand, Trump came down hard on NATO members, saying that the alliance's assistance is unnecessary, as the Hormuz crisis is over. In a sharply worded statement, he described the alliance as a paper tiger, which he said was useless when needed. Shortly before that, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi announced that the Strait of Hormuz is completely open for commercial vessels during the remaining period of ceasefire in Lebanon. In a social media post, he said that all ship movements would follow coordinated routes set by Iranian authorities. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif met Recep Tayyip Erdogan on the sidelines of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum, with both sides focusing on regional peace efforts. Erdogan praised Pakistan's diplomatic role and assured continued Turkish support for initiatives aimed at de-escalation in the Middle East. The two leaders reviewed the evolving regional situation, particularly efforts to extend the ceasefire and resume talks for a broader agreement. They reaffirmed strong bilateral ties and agreed to hold the 8th High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council meeting in Ankara later this year.
Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bakir Ghalibaf has reacted to the Lebanon ceasefire, crediting Hezbollah's resistance while acknowledging Pakistan's diplomatic role. In a message posted on X, Ghalibaf said the ceasefire was the result of Hezbollah's steadfastness and the unity of what he described as the axis of resistance. Ghalibaf thanked the state of Pakistan and Chief of Army Staff Field Marshal Asim Munir for their role in mediating and endorsing the ceasefire. The speaker concluded by reaffirming commitment to existing pledges, stating that we are true to our pledge. Pope Leo has blasted leaders who spend billions on wars and said the world was being ravaged by a handful of tyrants. In unusually forceful remarks in Cameroon, days after US President Donald Trump attacked him on social media. Leo also decried leaders who used religious language to justify wars and urged a decisive change of course in a meeting in the biggest city in Cameroon's Anglophone regions, where a simmering conflict going back nearly a decade has left thousands dead. The pontiff said the masters of war pretend not to know that it takes only a moment to destroy, yet often a lifetime is not enough to rebuild. Russia has accused Ukraine of repeatedly violating the Easter ceasefire, with Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova claiming Ukrainian forces breached the truce more than 6,000 times. The ceasefire, announced by President Vladimir Putin for April 11th and 12th, was intended to signal a pause in hostilities, but Moscow said Kyiv failed to show genuine commitment to peace. Zakharova also raised concerns over the reported detention of a Russian child in Mexico, linking the issue to broader diplomatic tensions. All 8 people on board a helicopter have been killed when it crashed in Indonesia's West Kalimantan province as search teams tried to retrieve the bodies and wreckage. The head of Indonesia's rescue agency said Airbus H130 helicopter lost contact 5 minutes after taking off from a plantation area in Malawi. He said the location of the crash, or loss of contact, is in a densely forested area with steep, hilly terrain, adding rescuers had found debris suspected to be the tail of the helicopter approximately 3 kilometers west of where contact was lost. The cause of the crash remains unclear. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.